This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 808. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Matt. Hey, Matt. How was the snow last week? Is that what was going on?
No, it was not snow. It was heavy winds.
Oh.
Just wreaking havoc on everything. Like no internet connection. The lights, the electricity kept flickering in and out. It sucked.
That sucks. I'm sorry. And it blows.
It did blow. Yeah.
Don.
Hello.
Don has something big, very big to announce during what we got this week. So
yeah, it's
Don Jr.
No,
Yep.
no. That's not possible, unfortunately.
Chris who is also Don Jr. Yes.
Well, okay. So if Eric is Don's grandson, does that mean I'm Eric's dad?
Yes.
Like, is that how this is that where this family tree is going?
It can go wherever you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Rob.
Hello.
And Diecast.
Present and accounted for.
Yep. Okay.
But Nani TF says Diecast is Don Jr.
I needed that. Okay. That's great. So
Papa?
we're basically
tfradio.net/discord if you want to get in on the lineage tree.
we're on our last stretch for Elf on a Shelf Warmer. I've already done a couple drop-offs, the big one on Friday and another one yesterday. Thank you to everyone who's donated. So this year, instead of going to various gas stations and like filling their box, that sounds horrible, but you know what I mean. We actually just donated all in one location. My kids' daycare ended up doing Toys for Tots, but they didn't actually have a box, so I ended up just putting everything in a corner. But apparently they've been doing Toys for Tots for years, and I didn't even notice because they didn't have a box. But the director or the vice director, co-director, or whatever, was talking to my wife and actually was in tears. Like all the stuff that, all of you out there helped provide. She was just blown away by the generosity of everybody. And quite a bit of stuff has been donated so far just through the tfradio.net/elf link. And of course, while we appreciate that, we prefer that you donate locally. So pick up something, at a Walmart, Target, whatever. Drop it in a donation box. Put it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Hashtag Elf on a Shelf Warmer. We'll like it, share it. And of course, the most important thing is that will help out a child this holiday season who may not have anything. If you go back and listen to our Halloween Thanksgiving episode, my 10-year-old who's adopted sort of shared a little story about, how she didn't have anything before she was put in the foster system. Now she doesn't have really anything to worry about when it comes to stuff like that. But, when she was younger, she might not get anything for Christmas. When I was younger, I knew my parents, I knew that Santa would get me something, but like there were years where there wasn't much. We were super poor. And that's one of the reasons that I want to, give back every year. I think it's important, tons of kids out there get very little, if anything. And, it's not right. Kids deserve something, it's important to me. It should be important to you. So, if you can help out, pick up something, drop it in a donation box. You have about a week. If you can't, but you still want to help out, go to tfradio.net/elf, pick out something. It'll come to me and I'll drop it off. It'll help out a kid local to me and it will make a difference, but we'd prefer that you do it local to you, to spread the love across the world. But, do whatever you can. It will make the difference in a child's life, and that's very important. So we really appreciate anything that you can do. Let's see here. Well, last week before, Deathsaurus funded We've already got the first unlock, and we're what, 2,300 away from the next,
Yeah, something
Roughly.
like that.
and it ends on Monday. We'll hit that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's not what Victory Saber was. What, 26,000? We're not going to hit that.
No, we
I think
might-
it was like, I think Victory, was it that many?
It was a lot.
It was somewhere in the
It was a
20s.
lot. You know, this year, you know, I mean, one, it's not Victory Saber, it's Deathsaurus, who's not as widely known. Two, we've had this global issues with the economy, with inflation and such. So it's not surprising that there are fewer.
Not the
Yes,
best time
so-
for crowdfunding projects.
It's not, and
No.
Christmas, I mean, it's just not the best time.
Mhm.
So, but the fact that it funded it all is pretty awesome.
But yes, it has funded. We're already at the first goal, and we're not that far away from the second.
Yeah,
They should have
Nice.
run this in March when some people would, like the majority of people would still have some tax refund money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure they were running a HasLab in March. The problem
Yeah.
is they run too many HasLabs. And
Yeah, but that's a different show. I think like it's not going to do Star Saber numbers, but I think hitting 20,000 is plausible. Once they add in the last batch of international pre-orders.
And Star Saber was 26
Okay.
to 11. Just
Okay.
that's what they have on the site. Whether that's
Yeah, I mean, we have
Probably-
to.
yeah,
we have to
I
believe
think
that's
we'll
basically accurate.
I think
Yeah.
we'll end up somewhere around 20.
yeah, I think so. But last year, remember, they had like basically like 3 projects going at the same time. They had Victory Saber, G.I. Joe was the Sky Striker a little bit earlier, but it might have been like the Ghostbusters.
It was a
Proton
it was a little
Pack.
bit later.
Yeah,
They did the same thing last year with they did the Marvel one, and right before the funding ended on the Marvel one, which was Galactus last year, right before that funding ended, they launched the Transformers one, which is when I saw how affordable the Transformers one, I went back and backed the Marvel one before it ended. So they did the same thing this year with the Transformers and Marvel overlapping. But that's not the best idea in the world.
oh,
No, not at
we had a
Christmas.
Marvel.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with HasLabs, to be honest with you. But I don't want to go.
I'm getting close to being done with like pre-ordering in general.
Yeah,
Well, HasLabs aren't going to end anytime soon, because I know you guys didn't watch the HasLab stream last time, but they, like all the HasLabs, starting with Deathsaurus moving forward, there is a dedicated HasLab team.
well, I mean, it's not a design team. It'll be what, a brand, like a. Well,
Marketing
so I didn't
team?
watch it. What did they say? Like,
That was what they said. Like Deathsaurus was the first project by the dedicated HasLab team.
but did they say what the team does? Because it's like it's not a design team.
I watched it a
because-
week ago, so
Okay, because it doesn't make sense that you would like the design teams would handle the design of the toy, but like if they're going to handle like marketing,
Yeah, like I
Sure.
would assume it's like a project management team.
good, they need
You know,
that.
It doesn't mean that anything's going to be more successful because they're probably not making all the decisions about what the HasLab project actually is going to be.
maybe
but-
they could do some market research to set prices.
You
Yeah,
see, that
but-
would help.
But having a project management team to help coordinate all of that stuff to make sure that they may not do the research, but like they can check the box that the research was done. That's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Mhm.
So good. We lost Don. I think Don was probably ready to like let something loose. So
No, I'm just.
oh, there's Don.
Yeah, I'm right here.
We just
See?
lost Don's video.
We lost Don's video.
Oh, am I still lost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just the word "Don" on my screen.
We can hear you though,
Yeah.
just fine. So, I mean, if
you
you'd
sound
like
great.
if you'd like to add anything at this point,
Otherwise,
be
we're
the
going to
time,
jump to
right?
the
No,
fact.
for some reason my video
It's
went
okay.
mute.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
Your video went mute.
Speaking of mute, Studio Series 100 is Bumblebee.
That's kind of fitting, right? We
Yeah, I
break
mean,
100 and it's
I was.
Bumblebee.
Yes, there
when-
have been 100 Studio Series Bumblebees. That is
when I
correct.
when I saw this yesterday, I was thinking like, oh, that's kind of an anticlimax. It's just Bumblebee, but it's like, okay, what would the movie collector's line, what would its 100th thing be if not Bumblebee, the icon of the live action movie series that this line is built around? Like, it makes sense, even if it's not thrilling to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other hand, 99 is Battletrap, which I think we all loved.
Battletrap looks great. I will
Battletrap
probably
looks good.
I
Battletrap.
don't love the price.
Battletrap might be the only Rise of the Beast toy that I'd buy.
It's
Okay.
a movie toy, and I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so I believe the SRP for Voyagers has gone up to
Oh,
$35.99.
God.
I don't like it anymore. Never mind.
Yeah.
And JT Prime came by our Discord yesterday to warn us if we want Battletrap to get on it as quickly as possible because it is short packed and is not currently on schedule for a reship.
Ugh.
Wave 2 doubles up on Cheetor, I think, instead of having Battletrap run again. Now, Studio Series toys in general will ship multiple times over a long span of time. This is probably going to be no different, but right now we have no idea when that future point might be that it's going to get a refresh again.
So I am pre-ordering that now on Pulse. Thank you,
Right,
JT Prime.
I don't think it looks that good. If I miss it, I miss it.
Like, even being one per case, I kind of question how scarce it's actually going to be in practice.
Yeah, but there'll be
Because
a
it's like-
billion cases of them out there.
Yeah, it's the Wave 1 case
Movie.
for this product year. So like I think there will be enough chances at it. Right now I'm thinking I'm gonna roll the dice just because like this whole pre-order thing is kind of getting
Crazy.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about, again, you're very right, is it's the first wave figures. But how many times have we seen something packed with a Bumblebee and the something is priced higher at a lot of places?
No, Don. Battletrap the Voyager, Bumblebee's the Deluxe. They
Yeah.
just debuted the two toys together
Oh, I'm sorry. I
because
thought
they're
they were in
99
the-
and 100.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were in the same case.
Nope.
sort
Yeah,
of.
no,
I'm sorry.
I should have made that clearer, from the start. I'm sorry.
I mean, the other problem with this that I could possibly see is they're keeping this in the Studio Series line. So it might be harder to get retailers to buy this because it's not like, hey, this is the Revenge of the Beast or
Rise of the Beast.
Right.
Rise of the Beast. I always want to say Revenge because, but the Rise of the Beast, this is the first, wave of that. They're kind of not getting this. They're kind of going to be looking at this like, oh, this is just another Studio Series wave. I think that's how, the buyers may look at it if they don't understand.
Well, I think at this point, like Studio Series has been going for, I think, going on 5 years.
Right.
And if the retailers were not still feeling like it was worth supporting, we would have seen either
Yeah.
a branding change and a SKU number reset to make it look new and different to the stores. Because we've seen that happen in years past with like the Generations line when they would be rebranded every couple of years.
Mhm.
Even before like we got the trilogy blocks doing it within subsets.
Yeah.
Studio Series seems to be something the stores are still very inclined to keep supporting and probably treating to some extent like it is, separate product year lines, even though they're all falling under the same thing. Because we do see the same practice of there's a glut of whatever's coming out in like, January to March of a year. And then the stuff subsequent to that kind of comes in a little bit slower.
Yeah, Chris is exactly right. So Studio Series seems to be a consistent seller for retailers. So like what the buyers, merchandisers, whatever their companies call them, what they look at is they look at year-over-year sales and they make their decisions based on prior years. So so basically there's two things. One, they look through the prior year and it's like, oh, Studio Series sold well last year. I'm very happy. And so I'm going to buy this. Or, oh, Studio Series didn't sell very well last year, so I'm very happy that this is a new SKU. So it's not a new SKU. It's an old line. So it just means that it's a continuation of that because it's been doing well.
No, I agree. I was just trying to say I don't think this is going to be a big wave hit in the stores as Revenge of the Fallen was, or
it's not. I mean, it's a completely different time. It's a different world than when Revenge of the Fallen hit. It's just like the economy is different. The world's different. But you could still have a pretty bit. They could have a bigger buy on it because it's tied to a movie.
That's what I would expect. Yeah.
But it's not going to be the same thing. The world is different than it was 13 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now,
or 3 years ago.
I haven't had a chance to look at Battletrap up close.
Nobody has.
Nobody
has.
The photos.
I mean, maybe somebody who's stolen it for a YouTube video.
Yeah, no one has it legitimately.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is it a licensed vehicle that we
It
might?
is.
Yes,
it is. Okay, because I was going to say, if it's not a licensed vehicle, we might see a repaint somewhere. But
you still could see a repaint being a licensed vehicle.
In the Instagram post from Sam Smith, he does specify what model of GM tow truck it is. I don't recall offhand, and I don't want to load that because it's going to screw up my Zoom connection. Because I have it worse than even Matt does in general, internet-wise.
So JT Prime in their Discord right now said, I honestly don't know how Hasbro is going to find retailers to dedicate shelf space for it. There's going to be a ton of Rise of the Beast product.
Yeah, okay, and then this is something we were talking about in the Discord in the last couple of days too. So the problem JT Prime's alluding to is largely due to the movie being delayed. Because there's supposed to be what we're basically calling mainline, which is the non-studio series movie product. That wasn't supposed to be out at the same time as the studio series stuff was, and it wasn't supposed to be out at the same time that Earthspark toys were. It was supposed to be what was between Cyberverse and Earthspark, and because the movie got delayed a year, that stuff all had to be sidelined. I guess a lot of it did not go into production. The few things that did got put into Cyberverse style packaging, and sold when they needed to be sold. But the rest of it got delayed, and it's coming out simultaneous with Studio Series. So we're seeing redundant products like 2 air lasers at the same time.
I can tell you where they're going to find space for it. Ollie's.
Yes.
Well, there is another possibility. It depends on how all the ducks land in a row, but they could create PD either fully stocked, ready to go PDQ shippers, which is a pre-filled display you put on the floor. You take off the outer cardboard thing, and it's set up. The trays are there. You just have to price it.
Yeah, and actually, Walmart Canada right now has that for Earthspark.
But I've also seen in my years at retail, they will send an empty displayer, and you will fill with product from separate boxes. It's not as common, but if they knew this was going to be delayed and they realized the shelf space issue, they may have switched gears into making
get creative.
Making a floor display. It's called a sack. Those little things that hang on the side of the end of the aisles. You'll see at Target, you'll see a lot of the McFarlane stuff, the Batman McFarlane stuff in these little.
My Walmart did that for the second wave of Netflix.
Yeah, so I mean, you might see these displayers being your focus for this movie product, since they knew because of the delay, the shelf space may not be there.
So the problem is usually those displays, those
are branded
PDQs or whatever. Yeah, they don't show up at every store.
Well, they don't show up, but they're also printed and branded for whatever the line that's in there. So there's a long delay. There's a delay or a lead time involved in the printing and production of them.
Right. But it's still a possibility for them to get the product out. But like I said, they may have to use the second method of just creating an empty shipper, and then you'll fill with product as it comes in.
So I don't know if there would be PDQs in particular. That is a good solution for the stores that are willing to handle that. Like, that a lot of time that's like specific to a chain, rather than going everywhere. Because you don't see those kind of things at Target so much, for instance. What I would kind of expect in the short term is, since it's supporting the movie that they're pinning their hopes on, Hasbro might work with Walmart and Target to buy more shelf space to accommodate this for a little while.
Also possible.
At Target they've got the half aisle sets, and those are where your big feature things go. They could buy one of those for a month or two, or an end cap to accommodate some of this glut of product, and then let things kind of filter down into a smaller footprint a little bit later on when that initial push is done. But like, PDQs are only good for so long too, because when that expires, all the stuff that hasn't sold out of that has to somehow get fitted into the regular shelf space too. So it can actually make more of a problem in the long term than it ever solves.
And also, like with Target, how many times have we heard of a Target collector's event where they're supposed to have this end cap full of collector's product?
Yeah, and some of that
nothing materializes.
Some of that's on the vendors though, because like the NECA stuff, Target doesn't handle that directly. That's a NECA vendor comes in and does that. And if there's one NECA vendor that handles like 30 or 40 stores in a 200-mile radius, let's say, some of those stores are going to fall through the cracks or just get way behind in the schedule, and that's when we see like the date comes and this has not been fulfilled out. The Hasbro stuff would be a little bit easier because that is just handled at the store level.
So the good thing,
and JT Prime also is saying the amount of TF retail products set for next year is absolutely nuts. So like none of the lines apparently are slowing down to accommodate for the fact that there's like 4 concurrent lines going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. The one thing that Hasbro at least has going for them, you keep in mind when it comes to dealing with the buyers and such, it's people dealing with people. So there are extenuating circumstances. So if the Rise of the Beast stuff doesn't sell, they can at least explain to Walmart or whoever, and there's only so much you can explain, but there is the extenuating circumstance that the movie was delayed.
Yeah.
So like the preference would be that Walmart, Target, whoever sells through the product, like if it goes to like through either reverse logistics or direct sales to like Ollie's, like Walmart, Hasbro is going to sell the product. It's going to get sold. Mm-hmm. But like it doesn't look good if it doesn't sell at the primary retail channels. But
another option could be that even though Hasbro Pulse is not Hasbro themselves, it's still closely tied to them, and Hasbro does have that outlet.
Yeah, and that's just the reverse logistics thing that Brian has already been talking about.
I gotcha.
For Walmart, the best thing that can happen right now to make space available is for Walmart to clear out the Legacy Beast exclusives, the Velocitron exclusives, and honestly, the Retro Beast Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Because any of that stuff that was ever going to sell has sold already, and the rest is not going anywhere at full price. And
like, probably, actually clearance them too. Don't just change the color of the price sticker.
Yeah. I remember my toy department manager many years ago saying, "Yeah, just put the clearance sticker on there, leave it at full price. It'll trick people." She literally directly told me that.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Walmart approaches this. And with Walmart, it's a mess because a lot of the stuff is not handled at the corporate level. It's handled at the store level. So it's going to be handled.
And Walmart's a mess at the store level too because they don't have enough people to keep the stores up anymore.
Yeah. So
and all these toys have been building up in these back, because I know people that work at both the Walmart and the local Target.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff has been building up in these back rooms, and toys has been given a lower priority up until closer to the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have all this stuff in the back, pallets and pallets and pallets of toys,
and nowhere to go.
Nowhere to put it.
And the departments are not set up because it was ignored for other departments that were more important.
Yeah, I've seen all the outcome of that from the outside just here in the last 6 months.
Yep. Cool. Okay. This is my favorite stuff to talk about. I love this stuff. Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Huh.
So the Rise of the Beast trailer. So
actually did come out.
Yeah. So one part I thought was absolutely dumb.
Only one?
Just one?
One part that I thought was absolutely like the standoff between Primal and Prime. I just could not bear. It was just so absurd. But for the most part, the rest of it was actually okay. It feels like the whole thing was best case scenario, all things considered. Like, it doesn't make me want to see it. But, like, I think it looks like it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
The part that bugged me the most with this is, like, we all know how trailers are structured. So, like, it builds up to that moment of Optimus Primal is going to transform. They'd only show him as a gorilla for most of the trailer. And then they have the shot that's framed, like, supposed to be a dramatic reveal of his robot mode. He does the kind of spin thing that they do. Yeah. And at the end, he doesn't look any different except that his head is smaller.
I know.
because there's no color variation to like delineate one mode from the other. It was terrible.
I love Beast Wars. Beast Wars is my favorite Transformers line series. I don't like them the same size as the G1 5
Yeah.
characters. That seems off.
That was a
like-
problem I had with the Kingdom animated series too.
Yeah, but it just seems exacerbated here because it's quote unquote semi-realistic. So you have you have like a cheetah running beside of like a car. And
Uh-huh.
it just looks
A
preposterous.
15-foot tall cheetah running beside a car. Yeah.
It looks preposterous. But like other parts look great. Like the whole stuff with RC, like, you know, like flashing the hand gesture or whatever, like, hey, I'm still here. That was funny. It looks like it has character. It doesn't look like it is trying to insult my
RC
intelligence.
looked like RC.
Yeah, RC looks
Yeah.
like RC.
Yeah.
There are things that look like it is more of a spiritual actually it looks like a spiritual successor to Prime more than anything else to me. But it looks like a spiritual successor to Bumblebee more than say the Bay movies necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that extends to more than just the visual. Like, you know, hopefully
Yeah.
it's got that spirit in the writing. I'm not really holding out a lot of hope for that side of things.
Yeah, but I'll watch
Anyone
it.
think with the visual, since we're speaking of that like they're trying to gap like Bumblebee to what is it, 2007?
It doesn't look
Uh,
like the 2007 stuff to me for the most part.
But I think it
I
definitely
think they're still trying to hedge their bets. Yeah.
I definitely think it kind of bridges the gap.
I mean, some of the stuff does, some does.
And the
some
whole
people-
Mirage thing that people are like, well, it can't be Jazz because Jazz was killed in the first movie.
Soft
so,
reboot.
like,
But this is 1993. Some people are thinking that there might be like a multiverse thing they're trying to set up using this movie.
Oh God, please no.
Yeah, I know, right? So JT Prime in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, I wanted to share this specifically. He says they based Cheetor off the Supreme toy just for Dawn.
yes.
Yes, lovely.
Oh, if we get a Supreme Cheetor out of this, I am buying Don that figure.
Yeah.
And I will buy one and I will beat you over the head with it.
All
Well,
right,
it's
we got a
mostly
party.
hollow now.
It's
With
not
gu-
going to be the same.
with
Maybe
gusto.
you'll like it.
With gusto.
Yeah.
HasLab Supreme Cheetor or Rise of the
Yeah.
Beast.
I think one thing I want everybody to remember, this is just me. We don't have context for the scenes that we're seeing.
No.
So
Right.
you know, I'm sure there's a reason Prime's in the jungle. I'm sure there's a reason Primal is running through the woods
Yeah.
like his butt's on fire. We just need to wait and see what the context around this scene is before we start extrapolating, you know.
Well,
all
yeah,
that
I don't think
you
we're
know.
trying to like, you
Oh,
know,
no.
glean
No,
any
no.
like deep meaning.
I'm not-
No,
out
yeah,
of the
I don't mean
trailer.
us. I mean just in general. People are
Okay.
so bad about
Oh yeah, people
Dissecting a trailer
Random,
is-
rampant speculation is what happens.
yeah, it's fun, but don't say this movie's going to suck because of a trailer that is specifically edited scenes with no context.
No, I mean, as trailers go, like it's a pretty good trailer.
Yeah.
I don't have more of a desire to see the movie than I did before the trailer came out, but this has not taken away from the amount of desire that I had. Is the most, you know, polite, diplomatic way I can phrase it.
I think I'm less excited about the beasts being in it, but I'm more excited about the G1 stuff. I originally thought that there was going to be less of a focus on the G1 stuff and more of a focus on the beasts. And now it looks like it's pretty balanced. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
okay
sure
with
if it's actually going to be balanced. Like, you know, Rhinox makes a slight appearance in the trailer, but apparently is not going to have much dialogue in
I
the
mean,
movie.
look that first scene in Bumblebee on Cybertron, where you know, like who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That was a trailer.
Mhm.
Oh, let's see here.
Ness says the plot is humans discover beast formium and try to make a weapon out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like our news is all JT Prime all the time. Upcoming collaborative Project Bear. Why is Bear driving
Yeah.
a car?
How can that be?
How can
I saw somebody post that it's Transformers cross Cocaine Bear, and I want that.
Walkie? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can it just be like, a Muppets crossover and that it's,
Fozzie.
Fozzie's car that turns into Fozzie?
I would buy a Studebaker Transformer in a heartbeat.
Right?
Yeah. What?
Or Transformers crossover that Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Winnie the Pooh. There you
Oh.
go. Winnie the Pooh's a bear.
Oh, bother.
Well, now, okay, didn't Bandai have? I think it was not Bandai. Didn't Takara? Anyway, Takara. Didn't they have those bear brick Transformers in Japan? Couldn't that?
No.
Couldn't they bring that over?
No. So like, what would be a
No,
bear?
because that's Bandai.
What would be a bear?
Oh,
thing?
it was Bandai.
Like what would
so.
but like
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh? It's not Cocaine Bear. I wish it was. But like Winnie the Pooh, like the bear in the big blue house. I'm certain it's not that. Baloo, like from Disney. Wouldn't think it'd be Baloo.
I saw someone suggest that might be some kind of weird Build-A-Bear workshop.
Build-A-Bear was
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear was something that was on the periphery, possible. I mean, potentially something in that realm. I mean, if it was in one of those three, I would say Winnie the Pooh or Build-A-Bear would be my guess.
Hmm.
Oh, Build-A-Bear. It could be not like a fossilizer, but something in that vein.
Yogi the Bear.
Mm,
Just
Hey, boo-boo.
because everyone else may want to, go over this and drive themselves crazy too. There is a Wikipedia page, a list of fictional bears. So
So according to JT Prime, Project Bear is 65 Canadian. So I think it's leader-ish price point.
Voyager leaderish.
Yeah, Voyager leaderish for.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Transformers cross Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin cassette
I mean,
player.
it could. Yeah, I was about to say it could take cassettes. That's
Yeah.
that's perfect.
That's not a bad
Maybe.
idea.
It's going to be something completely like.
Oh, of course it is,
Left
because
Field,
like
yeah.
Project Jam was the Balvintron Soundwave,
Yeah, let's
and that was not anything close to what we were guessing with that. So I mean,
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm just gonna let you talk through this one. Legacy listings leak 2024.
Well, good thing I preloaded that into a tab because I was expecting this outcome. So JT Prime and Hypershouta, who you can often both find in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord.
Some of our favorite people.
Well, I love everybody who's in our Discord because we've got a bunch of cool people
We
in there,
do.
and I like talking to all
Is
of
Joey in there yet? He said he didn't know what Discord was. I said
them.
tfradio.net/Discord. It will go to in your browser, Joey.
I told you he couldn't figure it out.
Joey, it's
Okay.
tfradio.net/Discord.
Okay, so we've got some listings for things apparently for 2024's product line because it's almost 2023 now. So, don't want to wait till the last minute to get any of this
Yeah.
stuff in the inventory systems. So most of this is mainline stuff. I'm going to read down through that first. Generations Legacy, apparently Universe might be the subtitle for year 3 of Legacy. So leader class Beast Wars Tigerhawk. G1 Sandstorm leader class, which is interesting. That's a leader class, although I guess it's not going to be much bigger than Springer because it's going to be built the same way that like Astro Train and Blitzwing were.
Yeah, it's
Where
gonna be
they're,
Voyager with
Yeah,
accessory.
Astro Train's not any bigger than Springer. So.
Either a Voyager with accessories or just a Voyager with a lot more build
Parts.
elements. Yeah.
Yeah.
More engineering complexity. Apparently it looks like we're getting a package refresh of Laser Optimus because that's in here under the Evolution header. So it sounds like it's just going to be a reship. Legacy Voyager animated Optimus Prime.
Hey.
This one's got me scratching my head for like why reasons. Voyager Prime Thundertron. Thundertron was the pirate lion thing. Which was supposed to feature in
Cybertron?
no, from
Prime.
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 So like that was something that was planned for the original outline of Prime's third season before everything got retooled and became Beast Hunters. So the only place Thundertron actually featured in was like a novel. So it's very kind of obscure and strange to get an update toy for that, because as far as I know, nobody cares about that. But anyway,
Something I well, mind if I interject for a second?
yeah, of course.
The Thundertron mold was used in Japan in the one of the Prime lines, I believe, as a Leo Prime.
Yeah.
Since we have Lio Convoy coming, we may end up doing that in the other direction for Thundertron this time.
That's a solid possibility too.
What about the old Titan Alpha Trion? Could they pull that out as a lead? Wouldn't that be a leader price point at
Well,
the leader?
This Thundertron's a Voyager.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's a leader. I'm sorry.
And I mean, we've seen deluxes from that era still get used in limited context, but I'm not sure at this point if a Titan's Return Voyager could be sold at the current Voyager price point, even if it does go up to like $35.
Yeah, that Thundertron repaint was in Go. Is that right?
Okay,
there was a couple of Thundertron repaints from Takara, in fact. One was in Nemesis colors. I can't remember whether it was the Leo Prime or Leo Convoy one was in Go, or if it was the Nemesis colors one in Go, but it was, both around that same time
I have
period.
it or had it. I think I just sold it.
So there's also Legacy Universe Voyager Cybertron Starscream, or it's listed here as Cyber Starscream. I think we're assuming Cybertron, but it could very well be like based on the Cyberverse design, for all we know.
I just want it to be like 2 feet tall with a crown.
Well, I mean, it's a Voyager, so you'll be
Okay.
lucky if it's 6 inches tall with a crown.
Yeah.
And then Legacy Universe Voyager Beast Wars Silverbolt.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, that size class actually makes sense for that, because in the show, Silverbolt was a larger character.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite like Inferno height, I don't think, but like,
but he was bulky. He was very broad.
Yeah, he was tall. He was bulky. He's got the wings. Like, it makes sense for how a toy would be executed.
Basically. Yeah, he had the broad chest and the wings.
Yeah, very superhero proportions. And then. So those were all mainline things. The last thing we have is Transformers Generations Legacy Capsule, which, Capsule is just the exclusive catch-all header. Leader G2 Grimlock.
Nice.
Which I assume is going to be the same dark blue one we've seen in, like, Reaction.
Yeah.
I will buy them.
One.
I'll be honest, I would like the lighter. Again, it's the way they were doing it. There was paint variations throughout the entire runs of those, but I will buy G2 Dinobots. I want the whole set. I will buy them all again.
I certainly don't mind a leader Grimlock because I like that mold, but I kind of would have preferred they do just the smaller Dinobots they're working on as a G2 set, just because I'd be a lot more likely to spend money on all of them at that point.
Yeah,
that would be
leaders
interesting.
are expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I like Studio Series Grimlock. It's a very fine Dinobot toy. I love G2, but like, I'm not 100% sure that I like really feel driven to get a G2 version of that, because like,
it's expensive and it takes up a lot of room,
and it's so cartoon themed is the other thing. Like, I think of the G2 versions of stuff
toys.
As they appear as toys.
They're toys.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to have to think on it.
Think about it, yeah. So I'm catching up on the Discord chat now that I've finished, reading off the forum posts. JT Prime says that the Leader Optimus is not actually a package refresh of Laser Prime. There is one of those coming too, but this is something different.
Oh, thank God.
That's going to be a lot of Optimus next year, or next year.
Every year.
I wonder if this will be the standard colors version of the Holiday Prime, since I believe didn't Mark say at one point that they're going to use that mold again?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like that would be something else that would like go through Amazon specifically, probably because that's their variation of the Volvo cab, and probably it eases the licensing cost if they have Amazon, kicking in a little bit on that in
Yeah.
theory.
I still want my Amazon Prime.
Well, there you go. That could be it.
So as many Optimus Primes as there are, who knows what this could actually end up being.
Okay.
Yeah, that EV could stand for electric vehicle instead of evolution.
Oh,
hey.
that's smart.
Um.
Because that is an electric semi truck.
Oh yeah.
So what? Wait. It's a leader class.
Yeah.
I was going to say if it was a Voyager, because he was a Dodge Ram before. I was going to say he could be a Ford Lightning. They could go back to the pickup truck idea.
I mean, so real talk, I would like to see alternators homages in Generations. Not a
Finally
ton
be
of
good
them.
toys.
Not a ton of them, but I would like to see some of those concepts revisited. The Ford pickup truck Optimus, Shockwave on a jazz body.
He was a Dodge. He was a Dodge pickup.
It was a Dodge.
He was a
Dodge, right. Hot Rod was the Ford, the GT.
Ford GT, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there are definitely concepts and alternators I would like to see revisited.
Yeah.
I would like to see a smoke screen done in alternator smoke screen deco.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe someday.
Okay, so
Yellow tracks.
Yeah. Transformers Deluxe Holiday Exclusive Medix.
Yep.
Paint a crankcase with Burnout's head.
Next year holiday or
Well, so considering someone has a fully decoed sample in hand that walked out of a factory, as far as we can tell, that would seem to be holiday this year.
I mean, it's kind of late for this year.
Where,
I guess
where did the holiday thing come from?
yeah.
The person who posted it. But either way, this looks like it's something that's going to be, rather sooner than later.
Yeah, I'm not seeing holiday in this.
Well, it doesn't have to be
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Christmas.
Keep in mind that yellow landfill was like a holiday.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could just mean it's ready in time for the holidays.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I mean, and in this case too, if this is going to be a Pulse exclusive that hasn't been announced yet, the pre-orders for that just have to go up before holiday,
yeah.
and they would still consider that a holiday exclusive.
Yeah.
Or Amazon would be the same thing. Delivery time can be fuzzier, but it's the point of sale where they're going to call it, holiday or not.
Looks great.
I mean,
I have feelings on that mold.
I mean,
But it does look good.
picture looks great. I have no desire to touch it.
Don't you want to touch it?
so interestingly though, this seems to be based off of the BotCon custom class Medix, which was using Combiner Wars Ratchet as a start point, rather than actually being based on the Rescue Bots character.
I don't even remember that.
It's just another one of those interesting examples to me of let's start, remaking, make available again the concepts of BotCon toys as retail products.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
I want to say BotCon 2015, I think.
That's not what. Okay, that was California.
Or 2014. I can't remember. One of the ones I didn't go to.
It would have been 20. It might have been 2016 actually, because everything that year was Combiner Wars molds.
Actually, 2015 was what? Chicago.
Well, air quotes.
Chicago. 2014 was California.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuzzy pictures of Leo Prime and Tarn.
I mean, they're decent pictures.
Yeah.
Oh,
seen
okay.
worse.
Scroll down. There's better pictures. Pictures here are fuzzy. Oh, and actually, if you click into it, then they look better. The thumbnails are fuzzy.
Yeah.
I was right. Medix is 2016. Thank you, Blade.
I never did the customizing class.
I kind of wish I would have had the opportunity to, but I also think I wouldn't have enjoyed it.
I would have hated it. That was an all-day thing. John did it.
Yeah. A couple
I did
times.
it a bunch
I
of
think.
times, yeah.
Yeah.
I think John got the Minerva, and that was like an impossible figure. I mean, the aftermarket on that figure, on all the custom classes figures were through the roof, but that Minerva was something special.
I think he also did 2010 with the G2 Sideswipe from the Universe mold. I remember for the longest time there was an unassembled kit of that on eBay for like $1,500, something like that.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we got several years later another go at G2 Sideswipe at a much more reasonable price and arguably a better toy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, Tarn is a great looking toy.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like extra TLC. Just like
Tarn's loving care.
Tarn loving care.
Or Tarn's living canon.
Yeah. Leo Prime, I don't have a good feel on it.
Yeah,
I actually think it looks good. I'm excited for that one.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. It doesn't look bad.
But it doesn't look interesting.
It doesn't look it doesn't get me excited.
I've talked about this the last couple of times we talked about this toy. Like, the Robot Masters one kind of does the process for me better because, like, it's more of an acknowledgement of the original Leo Convoy toy, but better because it's a size that matches the level of complexity it has. This is more trying to bridge some line between the animated appearance and the original toy, and like it seems like it's kind of hitting that, but it's also making this weird uncanny valley thing with it.
Yeah. I like the head sculpt on it, though.
It looks better than the Masterpiece in some regards.
It does. I like the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt looks neat.
Which one? The robot or the lion head?
The robot.
Okay.
Let's see here. What else? Detailed outline of first draft of Transformers the movie script.
I haven't had a chance to. So I think this is the same draft script that McFeely and Jim Sorensen talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be in the show notes.
But this is an outline it's a condensed down outline so that you can actually like parse through it easier without having to have been there for the live presentation. I haven't had a chance to go through this and like get any highlights out of it, but I wanted to just have this on reference for people to be able to check out.
And Moby Fox Apple Watch bands, if that's your thing.
I like the G.I. Joe Cobra Enemy one.
I like both G.I. Joe ones. I mean, I like the My Little Pony one too. I'm not gonna lie. I like them all. I don't have an Apple Watch, so.
I mean, you could fix that.
I'm not getting an Apple Watch.
There was a time when Brian Kilby would have bought an Apple Watch just to be able to put one of these bands on it.
I have a Swatch, so if they want to get it, like make it for my Swatch, that would work.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be like how most phone cases you can go buy off the shelf are either for Samsung or iPhone and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Don, you're going to go first on what we got this week.
Okay.
So I want to know what's under the darn drape.
Okay, hang on. I just think I found one of my figures was broke.
Oh no.
Don this week got a broken figure.
And it is radioactive beyond
and
which.
He is, for people watching the video, you can see that there's a light.
Yeah, okay. All right, hang on. Let me.
Bad QC is, been a thing.
Don got a light bright?
All right, well, let me
turn on the magic of colored lights.
Colored lights.
Okay, all right, hang on. I wasn't prepared to go first. Hang on just a second.
That's why I'm doing it now.
I mean, this is as good as we could have hoped for.
Oh, while he's doing that, I watched, I think, all of the Transformers Earthspark on Paramount Plus.
Did you like it?
I liked it. Megatron, there's things I didn't like about it, but it is a kid's show. I think it, like you said, Brian, it's well written. I think Optimus Prime kind of came off as a jerk sometimes, and Megatron was actually my favorite character out of it. Like, he was the most real to me. Yeah, it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, I need to finish it. I got a couple episodes left.
Oh, I'll be interested to hear what you think of it when you're done.
Ready?
It's-
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So let me set the stage for like the bulk of our audience who is listening to this. Don has a gigantic box behind him, and it is covered in a sheet. So I'm assuming he wants to keep UV rays off of it because that's how he protects all of his toys. So Don, what is it that you have? You've been teasing this for months.
I've got other stuff. I'm going to hang
The
on.
big reveal is last, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
the big reveal is last. Okay,
I'm
all right.
on mute.
Okay, I'm going to show off. This is what I got. I mentioned this a few weeks ago that I've been looking for. That shadow figure I got at the show. I just wanted to show off so people could see what I was talking about. That the basic shadow figure from the movie many years ago, but I wanted to show that off.
What company made that again?
Kenner.
Kenner.
Okay.
Kenner.
I thought it kind of looked Kenner-ish.
Yeah. I've got what I wanted to show off here is what a early Christmas gift from my wonderful wife. She had this made by someone who does it at her shop at her office. It's a Optimus Prime insulated mug with
Nice.
my handle on it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is
Nice.
fantastic.
That's awesome,
it's
Don.
reversing, but yeah. So so she had that made for me. So this is my new bowl of coffee. I picked up several things here. I got in my Marvel Retro Scorpion.
That's
from
pretty
Spot-
sweet.
Yeah,
I stopped collecting that line. Otherwise, I would be super jealous.
yeah. It's just I love the way the packaging, the old '90s Toy Biz style.
I had
And
like
I've always-
55 of those cards, and they all just kind of they ran together. But yeah,
Yeah, but still, well, I'm not getting them all, but I got that. It shipped
Those
early.
those colors look a lot better on that figure too, because the first time they did it in like his original comic appearance, which was just all dark green.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. So I got that. I picked up at the Target the other day. I got Spider Noir with Spider Ham, who I'll probably sell on eBay. Just keeping the Spider Noir just because it's a cool looking version of Spider-Man.
it's more importantly, it's a Nicolas Cage action figure.
Yeah, there's that too. I decided to get my one random G.I. Joe classified. I got the Python Patrol Cobra Viper because my Target actually had 2 left when I saw them. And I thought it's Python Patrol. It's a neat looking figure. I'll go ahead and get that for my limited G.I. Joe collection. Found a seller on eBay who had the new Hudson figure from NECA's Gargoyles. And I got it for basically $5 over retail with free shipping.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
So I got Hudson. So that was unexpected. Continuing with the off topic, I wasn't planning on buying this because it was so expensive. But this is not what's under the top. But Chris and Matt will understand. It's the CSM Sengoku driver with orange Kachidoki and fruit basket lock seats.
Is that like an edible
the-
arrangement? How does that
It
work?
sounds
Don?
like it.
It's a common rider henchman.
It's a
device,
common
Brian.
rider thing. It was
Oh.
on GameStop's clearance sale for $150
Dang.
Okay.
for the complete CS. And I've got the regular arc belt, that I mentioned last week. But
Mhm.
looking to get the
Is that the
locks-
one you were trying to get me to buy, Don?
Well, I was seeing if you and Chris wanted just the belt because it was a lot cheaper. Because like I said, when I told y'all about this, I didn't know this was even existing on sale because it was $400 retail.
Jeez.
And it was $135 on the clearance website, which I was not
nice
expecting.
work.
So I was just trying to get rid of the silver version because I just didn't want it anymore. And then after I asked y'all about it, then I saw this. But that's like $40 more than I paid for that, and I've got the 3 most important lock seats.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's that. I literally the next day after I checked with y'all on that, It was on the website. It's like, you're kidding me, right? Because I couldn't spend $40 and get those lock seeds. Thanks to Nathaniel on Twitter, after some post office shenanigans, I got me a loose shattered glass Megatron. So now I don't have to open up my regular one
does it have all the parts? Because that's kind of just the
yeah, I believe it does. I didn't get the instructions, but I've got 2 wings, the chest piece, the cannon, and the sword. So I believe everything is there. I just haven't had a chance to reassemble everything because I just got it because it took about 3 weeks to get from Florida, thanks to some shipping issues. But I got that. Continuing my own topic, thanks to Ant TF Info, I now have Red Shockwave and Red Galvatron. His Walmart actually had them.
Yay!
All right.
So I mean, I've heard nothing. I've heard a
You're
lot
done
of good
with
things
the
about,
line now, Don. You don't need any more.
Yeah. Well, I don't. But I also got Prime from the Hasbro Pulse sale. He was like $18. Prime.
Did you open him yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to.
I want to know how he is.
I've got so much going on, Diecast.
I understand.
Yeah, I've got those 2. I also got from Hasbro Pulse. They had to resend it, but I also got K9. So now I have Wolfang and K9. I'm happy about that. Got Shattered Glass Blaster from the Pulse sale because he was pretty cheap. That would be nice to go with Soundwave. Bought a figure I wasn't planning on buying at all because it was cheap. I got Armada Starscream for $11.
Wow.
Yeah, because another one of those weird Target price scanner things, it rang up at $23.09, like the Scourge did for the Voyagers. Like I got that Scourge I got last week before last. But when I went to the register, it was still ringing up $30, $33, $34. So I took it to the Pulse scanner and showed them. So they matched the price, and I had a $10 Target gift card from an earlier promotion. So I got it for like $13. So I figured,
there you go.
So I figured,
Cool.
I'll try that for that. Thanks to a sale at TF Source, my original Masterpiece Seekers are getting really, really floppy with age. Although I just took this out of the box and both the intakes broke. I got the Zeta.
Oh,
Zeta Masterpiece Seekers. They were a really good price, and they've had some pretty good reviews. But like I said, I just took it out of the box, and it looks like both of the intakes broke off. So I will have to talk with them about that. So, but yeah, they were a real good deal on the Black Friday sale, and I got Starscream, Skywalker, and Thundercracker, and I just now saw that.
Are those the Make toys? Or
no, it's the Zeta. It's the Zeta.
Oh, I didn't even see them.
Yeah, they were like half the price of the Make toys ones.
Okay.
So I thought I'd give that a try. But the big thing, and I'm going to apologize, I'm a little preference here. I have been looking at this since it came into creation, and I have tried everything I can to talk myself out of it, and
it didn't work.
It didn't work. It did not work. I should have tried harder. There were very little Dononomics on the front side. I had called the company and asked them, how many of these do you have? Like, how many, can you tell me how many you have so I know what kind of time frame I have to work with to raise the funds? And they said they really don't have that information, and if they did, they couldn't really give it out for their inventory levels. But they did give me a coupon code. If they said, if this helps any.
That is Donomicsing Don.
Yeah. And then the discount code was enough to pay for all of the shipping and most of the tax. So I figured it's not going to get any better than that on a piece like this. So I would like to present to everybody.
Is this Transformers related?
It is not, but I believe it'll be worth it.
Diecast, you want to
go?
Okay,
I have to know what this is, Don, because if it's more impressive than getting a $400 Sengoku driver for $135, it must be something.
Okay.
Yeah.
May I present from Sideshow Collectibles the Dungeons and Dragons animated Tiamat battle diorama?
What?
A what?
Okay.
It's a demi museum quality statue. It's 50 pounds. It's 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot.
It's gonna be so sad when the cat knocks it over and shatters it.
Yes.
So
I think it would shatter the cat if it weighs that much.
So this is a
is it the animated series?
yes, it is the animated series with the kids battling Tiamat. And it is a 2 foot tall by 2 foot wide by 2 foot deep museum quality statue.
Brian furiously Googles.
Yeah.
Yes. I have been
Holy
wanting,
Is that-
crap, Don.
yeah.
You paid that much for this?
Plus
No,
the
he had a coupon.
Yeah. I
He's going to do some Dononomics on the backside.
yes, I know, but I have been wanting this ever since I saw it. And y'all
Mad
know how
props to you, Don, for buying that.
yeah, and y'all know how, I try to support the things that I like. And I don't know what the production run on this was. I don't know how the future is going to be as far as being able to get this down the road. It may wind up going clearance at half price at some point, and I don't know. But when I get my broom moved downstairs, this will be Brian. If you got a picture, if you want to post like a picture of it, like out of the box or something, if you can do that, because I just got it right before I came home. I came home on lunch, picked it up from UPS, brought it home.
This costs more than my computer.
I know.
So
I know.
Blade Raider brings up an interesting point here, Don. You got this, but not the Unicron lamp.
This means more to me than the Unicron lamp.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but Brian, yeah, if you want to post a
I'm
picture,
showing it right now, Don.
okay. So,
Don, that is amazing looking. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, you see, yeah, I'm going to pay for it.
I don't personally own one thing, Don, other than my house and my car that cost that much.
I know.
Same.
I'm not bragging that I paid that. That's not what I'm doing. Please don't think that. But
And my house and car aren't paid off, so I don't technically own anything
well,
that's that much.
But I'm just saying that I've got some money coming in first of the year and from my PTO cash out and such. But this is something I have been looking at for a very, very long time, and I am willing to sacrifice a lot of stuff at this point to afford it. But
I wonder if there's a Dungeons and Dragons podcast out there that does like we do and looks at this stuff and says, I wonder, like, is there someone who actually buys these things? The way we are about the Prime One Studios stuff and everything. Like, can we find them and reach out to them and say, yes, we found you someone who actually buys this.
Right. And again,
his name is Don. Perhaps you've heard of him.
So yeah, this is the most expensive piece I've ever paid for. But it's also one of those pieces that I don't know how the future is going to be, but I want it in my collection.
Don, I came so close recently to paying that much for a Guard City.
Yeah.
So
See,
yeah. But I didn't. I didn't buy the Guard City.
I know.
Yeah.
But again, it's something I've been looking at a very long time. It's something I've bookmarked on both my desktop and my computer. I've been checking coupon codes, discount codes, any kind of sale. And I thought, if I miss it, I will regret it the rest of my life. So I've got it.
What does the wife think of that?
She sat down. I sat down and I told her, and she said, honey, the way we're set up, we have different ways. We have our own accounts, so that not everything is combined. And she said, as long as the bills are paid, that's no problem. And she's
cool.
glad I have it because she knows I've been looking at it a very long time.
Don, I like for that response, I am just like absolutely thrilled for you for the kind of person you've found.
Yes,
like that is fantastic.
Yeah. So, but she did sit down with me after we talked about this. She said, honey, you need to get rid of some stuff because if something happens to you, I don't know what to do. And she's right. So
that's the reason I'm getting rid of like so much stuff right now.
That's
I don't want Christy to have to deal with all this stuff when I die.
Yeah. See, I don't.
Sorry that.
Yeah.
I paid attention to that, Brian.
Yeah. Again, but I'm happy I have it. It's going to be a prominent place, but again, I need to resettle everything. But that's what I got this week. Although the broken seeker out of the box has kind of dampened my enthusiasm, I will have to be reaching out to the retailer on that.
Dusty, we need to finish that session, that game that we didn't, started like
5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got some stuff that Brian will like.
You probably got everything I got, except for one thing I know you didn't get because it's delayed.
So I got some bots. They were on deep discount. They were on sale, and it had the ones I really cared about. It has this little gun looking one that looks like a Crimson Megatron.
Oh yeah, I remember the pictures of that.
Yeah, I also got the turkey, which I think is a fun one to have, and the Autobot symbol. So those were so I got 4 or 5 packs.
I didn't know there was an Autobot symbol. I kind of want that.
And yet there's still no basketball.
Yeah. That's
ridiculous.
Don't remind me.
The Autobot symbol is an unofficial Gurren Lagann crossover toy too.
Is it?
There is an Autobot symbol gunman in one of the background shots in Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
Also a Decepticon symbol.
Also got whatever this guy's name is.
Inferno.
The ant.
Inferno.
Yeah. It reminds me, especially because
he's joking, right?
He is
Probably
a
not.
big figure. And it kind of reminds me of the ant from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so that's what actually, that's what he reminds me of.
I mean, I see what he's talking about, but still, disown this child, please. Don, do something about your son.
I also got Holiday Optimus Prime.
Yeah. FedEx has mine.
Really like him.
Okay,
I haven't transformed him.
I saw a picture on Facebook, or a screenshot of a post on Facebook, where half of the trailer was yellowed. How's yours?
That was
Ness. Ness did that.
That was Ness, yeah. He photoshopped that. Mine is fine.
So that you saw it on Facebook?
No, I saw a screenshot from Facebook.
Yeah, Ness did that to get Diecast Goat. That actually made its way to Facebook. That's funny.
Like Chinese Facebook, I think, or Japanese. I can't
picked
remember.
it up. That's
apparently,
funny.
yeah.
I will not say that that's not a possibility though, because one of the arms on my like the repair bot and roller does look a little off colored compared to the other one.
Anyway, good job, Ness.
Also got a very heavy Fans Hobby.
Energon Prime.
On one hand, I
Prime.
think that is so ridiculous. On the other hand, I think that's awesome. I would never buy it.
They're also doing the Power Link colors in that as well.
I really liked the look of it, and I did watch the little promotional video for it, and it really is an impressive piece, I have to say.
Yeah, they even made them like Scramble City. Like
the original Energon toy was that way.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't remember.
Like,
any drone module could be any limb. It was very Scramble City, except the individual robot modes.
Yeah, like the from what I saw in the video, it is a fairly faithful reproduction of the Energon toy, except with more points of articulation, and they also added to the base Prime's transformation to take off a little bit of the side kibble that everybody thought made him look chunky.
So basically the rule that we have for Hasbro, like where if they redo a figure from the 21st century, it's not going to be as good at any realistic price point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it follows suit because that's not a realistic price point. That's what, $200 toy?
Something like that.
Yeah, but still, it's fantastic. You'd have to get a $200 toy to get something better than what came out in 2004.
And I mean, I'm thrilled that there is such a loving tribute to what is generally a fairly maligned toy from that time period.
Grand Convoy is
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
It's an excellent toy.
Yeah, I mean, no, I love that. I'm just saying, like the general take on that is not that positive.
Yeah, it was not received positively over the years, but it was.
I always
you
loved
act-
that toy.
It's
Yeah, if you
Optimus
actually
Prime, but
owned
he's
it-
a Megazord. What's not to love?
Exactly.
Yes!
Yeah, it is a great
It's
toy.
such a toy.
Yeah, and if you see a standard Energon Prime, anybody out there for a decent price, it's worth picking up. You know, you've been exposed to a lot of different takes on Optimus Prime by now that we hadn't been in like 2004, 2005.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you'll
I'm
be
not
fine
gonna,
with it.
I'm not gonna go out and say like, get any Energon toy you can find, because you know what? A lot of those don't age well, but like
They
the
do
bigger
not.
the bigger
No, sir.
Energon toys generally hold up really well.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Anyway, diecast.
I also got a figure that I hope doesn't slap Chris Rock. Hitch. That
I don't get
That is a very pained reference diecast.
Bit of a
Yeah,
stretch.
So,
it's
so
the
Will
best.
Smith,
Good.
Will Smith was the title character in a
Oh.
movie called Hitch.
20
Will
years
Smith
ago.
Will Smith last year also famously
that.
slapped Chris Rock across the face, completely deservedly.
Not completely.
I agree. Actually, I agree. I'm with Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And then-
don't talk about the guy's wife. That's all.
I agree with Chris.
Last,
Another Ultra Magnus.
another Ultra Magnus. This is the X Transbots one.
I was going to say, is that a 3D printed one?
Okay.
Yeah, he is really nice. I've seen transformation of him. I don't know it's worth transforming him.
I think I wound up watching the preview video of this about the same time I did the Energon Prime, ironically enough. And yeah, it is a very complex transformation, but really impressive that, yeah, they do manage to hide everything.
What's wrong with his chest?
It's cartoon based.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. It looks wrong.
It's cartoon based, and yeah, that's
You know what? I'm wondering if this has some sort of light up feature or something.
I never noticed
don't
that the
remember.
cartoon.
It's
Didn't
got a
have the windows.
button on the back that's it feels like a clicky button, but I
Hmm.
don't know what it would be for.
That looks so
Maybe-
wrong as a toy.
Does the chest open up for a matrix compartment? Does anything in there glow?
Oh, maybe. But I watched a review and I didn't see them mention anything about it. Let's see. I don't know why my Apple Watch is talking to me. I don't understand either. No,
No, your Apple
No.
Watch doesn't know how to transform it either.
because the Matrix is painted. I don't know. It's really weird, but this top white piece right there, I don't know if you can hear it.
Kinda.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
It's not
clicky-
just like a release for something, is it?
Yeah, I was about to say it's not a latch to like hold the back together or something, is it?
No, it feels like a. I don't
Every time
know.
diecast presses that, there's a room somewhere where a light is just blinking on now.
Yeah. It would be great if he's like, I can't deal with that right now.
Oh
be-
yeah,
it'll
a
be-
voice box would be great.
Oh yeah,
Wire it up
I-
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I am kind of curious. So if you find out what that's for, follow up next week because I really do kind of want to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta look into that now. Maybe I got the box over there, so maybe I'll look at the.
It's also possible they planned for there to be like a light up feature, and the electronics part of it got dropped for whatever reason, and it was already at such a point they couldn't go back and say, okay, don't make that a button anymore. Like they were already committed to that, so it just assembled that way, but it doesn't actually do anything anymore.
Yeah.
The economy's not doing great when features don't cost out on third party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cost thing. It could just be like their factory said we can't get a supply of this stuff in time for this production.
There's an
Well,
there's a
yeah.
global electronics part shortage that's been
Yeah.
going on
Oh,
for over
yeah.
a year. So
And then the last thing I got, Fans Toys, Dracula, Mind Wipe. Yep, one of my favorite figures. I have one up there, but I want one for Bat Mode. So,
that diecast money.
Right.
and that is pretty much all I have. To
Cool.
Go over.
Who wants to go
Uh,
next? Chris?
Matt next?
Matt, go ahead. Matt's got a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, Matt does. Matt has Dawn's Galaxy Shuttle.
Ah,
It came in from Pulse today, along with my own Galaxy Shuttle. So I will try to get this out to you in the mail in the next day or two, Dawn.
What do you think?
I kind of love him. He's great.
I hated it until I transformed it. And once I transformed it, I liked it a lot better. But as a shuttle,
yeah, he's just Astro Train. There's no different parts except for the head.
Except for the head. And I just do not care for Siege Astro Train. I just don't care for that toy.
I don't understand that opinion.
It
is wrong.
I don't like it. But it just works a lot better in robot mode.
Well, it's kind of, we don't get a lot of space shuttles, in that particular size that actually are in space shuttle colors because of Astro Train. So
yeah.
I also got Holiday Prime, who
Nice.
I adore. He is really nice. I like the green eyes on Prime. Like I said when Diecast was mentioning his on the it's probably not going to show up on the camera, but on the drone, this arm is already showing a little bit of slight discoloration. Like, I'm not sure how far that's going to go, but other than that, I absolutely love this thing. There's some in-depth transformation in those legs. I was able to figure it out. I didn't have to break out the instructions or anything, but whether I'm going to remember how to get it back into truck mode or not is another matter entirely. But yeah, I like this thing. This is not going to be something that goes on permanent display. This is going to be a Christmas ornament. Like, I think that will help it remain special from year to year. Oh, okay. Several weeks ago, I got Studio Series 86 Ironhide. I like him more than Chris does. I know, specifically.
That's not difficult, to be fair.
Yes. A couple issues with him. Like, he does not really peg together really well in van mode.
Nope.
Like, especially these panels that are all clear plastic on the legs. They just, like, it's a tension that holds it together in vehicle mode, and it's just not there. It does not work. He does have feet, but they don't really stick out past the legs, so it's kind of like his legs just end. But he does have like really good articulation, everything like that. I am mostly happy with him. I wish they would have ditched the clear plastic. Like, I would have sacrificed that much cartoon accuracy if they would have just made him a panel van. It would have been nice.
But would you have sacrificed life for peace on Earth?
Yes.
The people who are not on video to see this totally missed out on Brian about doubling over.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, but I do like Ironhide. So, moving on. Point Blank and Peacemaker. I actually quite like him.
I do too.
He is surprisingly big for a deluxe. Like, he's a tall guy. The transformation is fiddly as hell. Like, trying to get the legs into place in car mode is frustrating. And these little like red steps on the sides, they are going to pop off every time. Just trying to get stuff lined up right, they are going to fly off more than likely. That is obnoxious. They're just on ball joints and they're not on there very, very sturdily. But, overall, I really like him. I did see where Hey Mickey painted his windshield white like it's supposed to be. And it's a vast improvement. I don't have a whole lot to complain about on him. I wish he would have had the toy head, but I mean, the one he's got is nicely sculpted. It was just an aesthetic choice that I wouldn't have gone with. Surprisingly, Peacemaker got all of the paint apps that we saw. Nothing got cut. I was shocked and astounded. And he even has an extra transformation step as opposed to his G1 counterpart, because that one just
What?
folded over. That one just folded over at the waist. This one has a fold out barrel too.
Ooh.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I knew it folded out. I just didn't know that was more steps in G1.
Yep. The first one just folded over at the waist.
Okay.
Yeah, the small target masters were kind of. He wasn't even a small target master. He was the same as
He was a regular target
Yeah.
master.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
he,
a-
yeah,
like
he
a
was
night
one of the
shift.
year one target masters.
Yeah. Yeah, they got worse.
Yeah.
Also, Nanef is making a kit for Point Blank that adds the missing like shield and back end piece, but also has parts that you can fit into give it double elbows and bicep swivels,
Interesting.
which
I'm a-
that's supposed to be in the next few weeks, possibly.
Yeah, I know a lot of people had problems with the arms on them. I'm not one of them. They're fine. I actually like the way they fold up into the front of the car. I think it's kind of clever. Not nearly as annoying as transforming the legs.
Yeah.
So I got crankcase. I have feelings. They're not all great. I have come around on him a little bit. My major problem with him though is the chest on mine. There is absolutely nothing that clips in place. If you move his arms, the chest flaps up and down uncontrollably. There is no catch in there at all. Nothing to keep it from happening. When I got him, the rear wheels would not stay on. How they just kind of fold under, and I had to fix that because pull one off here. They just attach. They have just little nubs that fit into little pinholes inside the leg. Those pinholes were not all the way open on mine.
Oh, like
Okay.
Siege Ironhide with those shin panels.
Yes. So I had to take a metal pick and widen out the holes on those, and now the wheels fit in fine. So that drastically improved my opinion on him. Now the only problem with him is the chest. The waist, the first time I transformed him was really stiff, really hard to transform, but it's fine now. It's loosened up. It's just the chest. So we'll have to see how I feel whenever a Medix goes up for pre-order.
I really hope when they do Crosscut, which we know is coming this coming product year, like since that's going to be presumably the skid's original tooling elements, hopefully that catch works in that, and this is not like a permanent change from overuse.
Yeah.
I also got Dead End, who I very nearly love. Like everything above his knees is great. Love it. He's basically just pretty much a copy paste of the drag strip engineering, which all the stuff, the arm transformation, the head folding away, all that is fine. His backpack folds away quite nicely, actually. Not a problem, but the Combiner Wars leg gimmick just doesn't work on this toy. The shape of the car is not there. It makes the legs all weird. He has no feet. Again, his legs just kind of end. And the way it's done, the back end of the car on mine does not peg together. And it's all in the feet and ankles. Like these nylon pieces here for the ankle tilts are oversized. So if I put the legs together, it's fine. But as soon as I fold the ankles forward into the position that they're supposed to go, it pushes the back end apart. So I don't know that there's any way to fix that. It's unfortunate. Dead End is my favorite Decepticon. Well, my favorite Stunticon anyway. And I was just hoping for better.
Well, Dead End knew it was going to turn out like this.
Yes, he's resigned to his fate, which is why I identify with him so much. I really wish they would have just gone with a different transformation for the legs. It would have drastically improved that toy. And I got Magnificus in the mail the other day.
Huh.
So quite nice. I like the new face plated head. Not much to say about him other than that. He's just Perceptor painted black with a Decepticon symbol on him. And on to some off-topic stuff. I got the classic carded Marvel Legends Beast.
Oh, that
I
looks
love
nice.
those. He is
It really
great.
does. He's got a new head too. He has the Jim Lee head on the original one, the screaming head. Now he's got the more stoic, scientific face too. I wish they had put the third Beast head sculpt in here, the one that came with the gray version of the Beast, because it's like closer to his Avengers look.
Mm-hmm.
Like more tame, a little more fun loving. Really wish I would have got that in blue, because then I could put a Beast on my Avengers shelf, but this is still really nice. I also got the classic carded Scorpion in the in my opinion, much better looking colors. Nice long bendy wire tail. Diecast off my list got me a Marvel Legends Mobius.
Ooh, nice.
He's going to be in Deadpool 3.
That's nice. Honestly, this was only on my list because I wanted the brown suit body. I'm going to decapitate him and use the brown suited body for Mastermind to build out my Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Oh,
Nice.
There is somebody who makes like custom cloth goods for Marvel Legends, and they have like a more classic brown like top for Mastermind. I shall have to track that down. And then on the Pulse sale, I picked up a couple Marvel Legends. I got the Thor in his Herald of Galactus look. So he will go on the shelf next to Galactus and the other heralds that I have. I got another Scarlet Witch cheap, so she can go with my Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, because they're mutants, Marvel. I don't care what you say. They can not be Magneto's children, that's fine, but they're mutants, damn it. I got another US agent because I'm me. And Brian, I finally got my first G.I. Joe classified figure to rip its head off and make a Reaver,
Okay.
because I had a problem finding a body for Reese, and Gung Ho works absolutely perfectly. Like the head's a little bit tiny, but he's got so much stuff around his head, like the headgear, you don't really notice. I just got to clean the not EGA tattoo off his chest. And I got one other thing from the Pulse sale, but it's not here yet. So that is everything for me this week.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
Flip a coin between me and Rob.
Chris, go ahead.
Okay, I only got one thing since last week, and it was Magnificus, which came from Pulse. I don't really have that much to say about it. Like Matt says, it's Perceptor in black. It's, it's not Diaclone Perceptor, it's Microland Perceptor, because, gotta be technically correct. But
The best
it's still,
kind of correct.
it's yes, thank you, Himiki. It still tends to qualify in the, I'm interested in the, pre-Transformers colors being referenced in Generations. So
Yeah,
on that
same,
level,
that's why I got him.
on that level, it's interesting. And like it does serve one purpose, which is like I can pretty much get rid of my Studio Series Perceptor at this point, because I don't need this mold twice, and I really like that Titan's Return mold still a lot. And if I can't have that as Magnificus, I'm at least gonna have that be my preferred Perceptor. So the Perceptor I never liked that much can go bye-bye eventually, hopefully. So take my positives where I can get them. Like it's fine. I'm not super thrilled with it, but it's cool that it exists and I can have it. So that's pretty much where I'm at with it. Hopefully I'll have something more interesting and enthusiastic to talk about, if not next week, the week after.
Cool.
Rob?
Okay. I got one thing I needed to get up to free shipping on something I needed from Amazon next day. So that involved buying the high grade Leo from Gundam Wing. It's built on what's called the Fine Build system, which basically is kind of like Construct Bots, only somewhere between Construct Bots and the old Miyake joints. It's built on a set of 3mm rails to hold everything together.
Interesting.
So it's made to build quickly because they assume that people are probably going to want to build, more than one. So, you can army build the things fairly painlessly. And that's the same system that 30-minute missions kit line is made off of. So I haven't put it together yet. It's going to go on the pile, but it looks pretty good, and just happy to have it because man, it's the first time that there's been a decent model kit of the Leo. The last one was a limited kit that came out when Gundam Wing was on the air, and it was just incredibly
Limited.
cheap. Yeah, very limited.
And yet we're still waiting for a good Taurus, or any Taurus at all, practically.
Yeah, I mean, God, Mercurius and Viate this time around are P Bandai, so I don't know if we'll ever see a Taurus, but it would be nice. And the package wound up not showing up next day, so I had to go, get what I needed from the store. But that's what I got this week.
Cool. I mentioned Galaxy Shuttle, and it's okay. And I haven't opened it yet. Just like all my other Monopoly sets, I got Beast Wars Monopoly because it was on sale. And like I said, I can't wait for a Monopoly themed Monopoly game. That will be really sweet if they ever do that. I want to thank our patrons at the Touch tier, tfradio.net/Patreon or patreon.com/tfradio. They both work. If you want to be a patron, just go there, sign up. And if you're a patron at the Touch tier, you get mentioned on the show each week. Plus, you can be on History on the Fives with Rob, which is awesome. All patrons get the podcast in an ad-free version and other rewards. But again, our patrons at the Touch tier: Kevin Dorsey, Tyrell Gwynn, Sean Williamson, Sean Hamilton, Sean Bratton, Rick Mahurin, Rabbits, Ness, Spider Bob, Joey Russell, Jay Klein Rye, Jacob Owen Lucia, Hector Bones, Eric Griffin, Emmett Stresovich, Blake Reynolds, and AJ. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. Again, patreon.com/TFRadio. And we have an Amazon list as well, if you want to, or Amazon link, tfradio.net/Amazon. Anything you buy there will help us out. That would be great. And again, 1 week left for Elf on a Shelf-Warmer. If you go to tfradio.net/elf, if you pick up something at that list, we get no referral fees, but those items come to me and I'll donate them and they'll help out a kid in need. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net. We're on Twitter at tfradio, Instagram at tfpodcast, and Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. I'm personally on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. You can find me and all my stuff at briankilby.com. Just posted my Christmas album for 2022. You can find that at briankilby.com or on my Facebook page. I think it's facebook.com/happydayandwilkes, but briankilby.com is the best way to get it. So, Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. Sometimes I talk about controversial stuff. I have something going right now.
I'm reading it right now, actually.
So check that out. A lot of responses. So thank you for everyone who's, shared or responded. You can also like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews. Gonna definitely try and get a couple of those posted again, maybe after Christmas. Got to get through the holiday, and then I'm gonna put some videos up.
Cool. Don.
I'm reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. You can also check out the Massey Attack list at tfradio.net/Massey Attack. Is that it, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've updated that with a few things. If you feel inclined, check it out. If not, I understand. But, thank you.
Cool. Chris.
Well, you can find me in our Discord channel, tfradio.net/Discord. You can tell by how many times I've plugged it tonight. I'm really, kind of into our Discord community. Great people. Otherwise, I have an Amazon wish list, tfradio.net/Chris list, if you want to send me a thing for the holidays for, any reason, or, any time in general, just if you want to do some random act of kindness, it will always be appreciated just as much as if it was a Christmas or birthday present. And likewise, I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/playwithphotos, if you want to throw some support my way for the things I try to do. And I think that pretty much covers me right now.
Cool. Rob?
Okay, I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter for Flail Throughs, my Gundam gaming channel on YouTube. I tend not to do controversial stuff on that one, so just feel the most I will probably do is end up complaining about other players in Gundam Battle Operation 2, and never by name. So, if random gaming complaints are your thing, there's other stuff too, I promise. But at any rate, if you, brain has just totally gone bye-bye.
It's late.
It's late. Okay, yeah. So youtube.com/flailthroughs. If you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs. And you can throw a couple bucks at me and I will take requests and try to fill them for the GBO2 at the moment. And that updates every week. So Thursday morning, you can see what's been added to the game on YouTube. And I also have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, that will do it for us this week. We will see you all next week. Thank you all for watching. For those in their Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. We love you. We'll see you. Have a good one.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Recording stopped.
Okay, people, I'm going to kill the stream and go to bed.
Yeah, because I'm about to drop off too, because we went pretty well over what I was expecting. So I got to get going.
Bye,
See
Twitch.
you guys next week.
See ya.
Take care.
All right. Y'all guys
Bye,
take care.
Facebook.
Night, everybody.
Not everybody.
Bye.
And bye, YouTubes.